Hello everybody, this is Lara with your daily update for Bitcoin, Ethereum and XRP. I just want to take a moment to remind you that at pureelliottwave.com we are analysing gold. We're also analysing euro-dollar 5 days a week. And here's some of our recent excellent calls from gold. Back on the 20th of July, when price was just below 1970 for gold, we were expecting quite a strong downward movement. By the 22nd of August, that's exactly what had happened, and now we're expecting a bounce to continue. And then by the 24th of August, a few days ago, we were expecting that bounce was going to be actually quite deep. And today it's really close to our target, so let's see what happens next. But how much could you have made out of gold if you had this chart available on the 20th of July? Were you expecting gold was going to keep on going up? Were you trading it to the long side? Did you miss out on this big downward movement? Because this is what our members got, a lot of downward movement. That's exactly what we had expected, and now we're predicting this bounce. So if you want quality Elliott Wave analysis backed by my 10 years as a CMT with 15 years experience, this is the kind of accuracy I'm able to provide our membership at Pure Elliott Wave. Click on the link below in the description box. Go over and check out our gold analysis. Starting out with Bitcoin, and again stepping back and looking at the big picture with my message, don't panic. It's absolutely normal for Bitcoin to have very deep bear markets, but as you can see when you step back and you look at the entire price history of Bitcoin, it's characterized by a series of higher highs and higher lows, despite the very, very deep pullbacks. And so you understand how deep they are because this is on a semi-log scale. I've put the percentage from high to low, so I haven't done high to close, it's just a pain, but I've done high to low, the reduction in market value. So this pullback here, lasting just a few months, was a 94% reduction in market value, a huge crash. It crashes again here, another 93% reduction in market value, 84%, 70%, and the recent one down to November 2022, a 77% reduction in market value from high to low. So don't panic. There is still a series of higher highs and higher lows. In order for that to be taken out, we would need to see this last major swing low in March 2020 at 4106.98 taken out, and that would break the series of higher highs and higher lows. And only if that happens would I then expect that Bitcoin may be in a final crash to end all crashes and may never recover. Until that happens, it's obviously in a really big long-term upward trend. Volume seems to be following price. As price moves higher, volume increases, reaching its extreme a little bit before the all-time high. So it reached its extreme in February 2021, and volume declined to the all-time high in November 2021. Now that's pretty typical for the final fifth wave, and this is a fifth wave of a five-wave impulse. And now we've seen another big crash, a 77% reduction, and now we start to see some movement up off this low. Volume has absolutely plummeted in the last few months. The volume for August 2023 was 14.7 billion for the month. We have to go all the way back to August 2017 to see volume lighter than that at 2.2 billion. But this candlestick here is August 2017, and the high there was 4,925.23, and in the following few months, price just went on a vertical explosion and reached that high in December 2017, just under 20,000. So just because volume is low doesn't mean price can't go up. And volume does tend to be low early on in the start of a trend, and my Elliott Wave count has this early on in the start of a larger trend. For each of these huge bullish runs for Bitcoin, so here's the first one from August 2010 to May 2011, we see volume starts out slowly, accelerates through the middle and explodes at the end, just like price. Here's the next bullish run. It starts out slowly, accelerates through the middle and explodes at the end, and volume follows price. A decline here and then strongest volume at the end. And the next bullish run, it's absolutely the same. Volume follows exponential growth just like price. And the all-time high in October 2021, volume follows price, with a decline at the end for that particular bullish run. So just because volume is quite low at the moment for the last 3 months, is very, very low indeed, doesn't mean that this market is absolutely dead, and doesn't mean that that bullish run can't continue. So my message for Bitcoin for you today is don't panic. It still is in a larger secular bull market, and the idea is to find some opportunities around these lows to buy and and find opportunities around subsequent highs to sell. Buy when prices are low, sell when prices are high. That's the basic idea of making money, right? No new change for Bitcoin for the last 3 days. It's just moved sideways, but this low is importantly below this low. So from an Elliott Wave point of view, I am now expecting more downward movement for Bitcoin, and I expect if it gets that low, it should stop at 19,500. It has to break through support at 24,800 and 21,500 first. The last signal we saw from on-balance volume was on this candlestick here, the 16th of August, and look what happened the very following day. Now, these signals from on-balance volume don't always have a resolution the very next day. Sometimes it takes a few days before we get the resolution. This was when we had the last signal from on-balance volume. A break below the support line provided a bearish signal. It was followed by strong downward movement. On-balance volume for Bitcoin doesn't have a decent lower support line, but when we get to XRP, you'll see the last signal there. We're still waiting for that follow through. The picture for Ethereum remains the same, and I'm still expecting it's most likely we're going to get a final short sharp downward thrust to move a little bit below 1539.71, probably to find support at this trend line. Alternatively, for the alternate wave count for Ethereum, I'm expecting a short sharp downward thrust below 1581.95, but not below 1539.71 for a second wave correction and expanded flat. Either way, the longer picture for Ethereum is still very bullish. Technicals for Ethereum remain pretty much the same. Price is hovering around the lower edge of this channel. I want to see this channel breached and then a new high above 1875.24 for real confidence that Ethereum's found a low. But before that, if we get a high above 1800.89, that would invalidate this main Elliott Wave count, because 4 may not move into one price territory, so a new high above that point tells us the low was over here. It tells us this bullish wave count is more likely. For XRP, the situation's the same. I'm starting to put some labels now within the C wave. It needs to unfold as a 5-wave motive structure. I'm still expecting another downward thrust for XRP to find support probably around 40 cents. So I need to see minuet C subdivide 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 4 could be really brief and shallow and over within a day. The technical situation for XRP is the same. Still seeing some sideways movement, resistance at the lower edge of this channel, strong resistance at 55, strong support at 40 cents. The volume profile still overall mostly bearish. And for XRP, we got a bearish signal on the 30th of August. So I am expecting more downward movement is quite likely for XRP. Now remember, these bearish signals, we don't always see the follow through immediately. Sometimes it can take a few days before we see a decent follow through. So this was the day we saw a bearish signal from XRP from on balance volume. There's been a little bit of a follow through. It's possible that could be all we get, but I think it would be more likely that we see a bit more follow through. Now this is not definitive, this is just based on experience. I would expect a bigger follow through from XRP after that signal. That's it from me with your update today. I hope everyone had an awesome weekend.